All right, here we go with day 2 of the Dream Vacation Project. The first question asks, what mode of transportation will you use to reach your destination? So think about like how you would get there, not so much what you would use while you're there. It says if you were taking transportation, complete the paying for transportation page, which is directly underneath this. If you were driving, complete the driving yourself page. So once again, we're trying to keep this serious. So if you're going to somewhere like England or Europe, Spain, that you're not going to be able to drive there. Okay, so right off the bat, you know you're going to have to fly. So these are the things we want to fill out. It says, what transportation will you be using to reach your destination? All right, so we don't have to answer that because we already did that at the top. It says, we can visit these websites below to get an idea of what the cost would be. All right, so if we go here, we have our departure date, meaning that leaving here, all right, you're going to want to pick, the best airport that's closest. So I would go at Newark or somewhere in New York. Okay, that's something we can help you with. And then your departure dates and then your arrive dates. All right, all this which is listed on those websites. Okay. All right, for part B, this is assuming that you're going to drive yourself to the airport. That's if you're taking a plane. In some cases, you're going to drive, which would be directly underneath. You could skip B if you're driving. But if you're taking an airplane, you could drive yourself to the airport. So go to the airport station website to find long-term parking costs. You would want to look at what the cost is, and then the amount of nights that your car would have to stay here. Plus the airport is blank miles away. All right, so let's say that the airport's 20 miles away. We would have to take that. So for instance here, we would have to do like 20 miles away times this. So that would end up being, let's see, 20 times 0.2. Doesn't seem like it's that much for gas. 0.12. So that would be $2.40. Okay, that's just an example. This we're going to have to actually look it up. But let's say that maybe you had some money that you wanted to take a limo. All right, we could find a local limousine company. That's something else that as teachers could help you with. Let's say that it's $200 in each direction. All right, so that would be $200 times 2, giving you a grand total of $400. All right, and then if someone's dropping you off, you don't have to worry about leaving your car there, which is this part here. So this part, which is what most people do when they get dropped off for part 3. All right, but remember, you're only picking one of these 3 options. You're either going to drive yourself, limousine, or have someone drop you off. And then for part C, if you're driving to your destination, let's say that you're going to Vermont or something like that, then we'll have to calculate the distance using like Google Maps or Waze or something like that. And then we would add everything up for this last part here on the bottom. Okay. I'm sorry, part C actually we would need because that's for getting around your destination. Okay, and then we would add that up. Okay, and then here, this is for people that are driving themselves. How far is it from here to your destination? So let's say that Vermont, it's like 400 miles. We would write something like that in there. What type of car will you be driving? We could say like if you're driving a Cadillac Escalade, which is a lot more miles for, doesn't do well on gas. All right, we could find all those things out through research. How much is gas? We can find out what the current gas prices are, which is pretty high. Gas here, gas in wherever you're going, and then we would just calculate that. Number 4 says, assume you will drive about 15 miles per day at your destination. We would calculate that as well. So this is where there's a lot more math involved. All right, and then the last part, this part above here from down here is what we need to do. You'll have to pay to park at your destination. Make sure you check your hotel's website and find out what there's parking costs. Now, in some cases, there might not be a cost for parking. It's usually included, so that all depends. And then here we'll take our final amount, whether you're taking a plane, driving while you get there, because that'll be crucial for our final part when we get to day 5 when we add everything up.